cannot lie to me. I know. I am here, close to you, watching you. I am the shadow. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
And to that, ladies and gentlemen, is something only the shadow will know. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. This is Ghost Warrior 38. My name is Scott, and I want to welcome to everybody, to each of you and all of you, for tuning in, for this is going to be the inaugural episode, and sort of like an introduction to my new Shadow podcast. For welcome, as we crack open the latest tome from the Sanctum files. Kind of a interesting choice of a name, if I do say so myself. I had someone actually suggest that to me. But welcome. This will be my own personal Shadow podcast, where we will be covering, of course, as the name suggests, the Shadow, who was a titan and an icon of the 1930s pulps, movies, and comic books. This is just some of my collection, but not the focus of the video. We will be discussing the Shadow's origins, or at least some of his adventures in the pulps, the movies, and comic books, and of course discussing key episodes as well as favorite radio episodes or even episodes that you, the listener, could recommend. I will be plugging my email at the end of this episode. This is more just an introduction to get you folks to see that more episodes are going to be in the pipeline. I have already reached out to a number of people that have expressed interest in doing episodes and collaborating together. People such as the writer Will Murray, the author of several Doc Savage stories, and Shadow. He has written a couple of Shadow novels, and is in the process of writing a Secret Agent X book, if memory serves me. He has also written a couple Spider novels. You can find a bunch of those on Amazon or from the website Adventures in Bronze. I want to say that's adventuresinbronze.com, but don't correct me on that. But correct me if I'm wrong. Don't hold me to that. I've also had members from the Shadowed Circle magazine expressed an interest. I've had them reach out to me on the Shadow Facebook group, because that's how I posted my idea for this little adventure. Sorry. I go off the cuff. I am not like most other people that would have a script memorized or for notes. Well, I mean, I do have some notes, but it's all just wrapped up in here in my head, and it's just putting it out there for you guys. So a lot of you are going to get my unfiltered thoughts, unfinished and all. The Shadow was a big part of my life growing up. I, of course, never got to see the movie when it came out in theaters. I was born in 1995. Yeah, I know, just brought my age out there, but who cares? Um, I grew up listening to the Shadow Radio show from cassette tapes from my parents. The one I remember most vividly is the Shadow's Revenge, which was a Brett Morrison radio episode. I listened to that cassette tape numerous times until I wore it out. I enjoyed it that much. So now I propose this question to you, dear viewer. What else outside of what I have shown you and told you would you folks like to see for this show? Audience participation is important to me because I appreciate your feedback, whether it be questions or suggestions, recommendations, any type of feedback. Just don't be hate bashing just to do it, because a toxic community is not something that I want to build. I want to build a wholesome, good community with just like-minded fans and individuals that just either want to, well, backtracking first. My intention with this podcast is to bring in a new viewership and a new readership into this character, to get not just current or existing readers involved, but for also new fans. Because if memory serves, from the Shadow Knows Facebook group, someone brought this up, which caught my attention. I want to say his post was as of 2026 or 2027, the first handful of Shadow Pulp stories will be hitting the public domain, which includes The Living Shadow, The Eyes of the Shadow Laughs, The Red Menace, and Gangdom's Doom. So we should hopefully be able to see those coming either 2026 or 2027. Feel free to comment or send me an email at the end of the episode. I'll actually put my email in the description of this video, or I'll just tell you what it is at the end. So hopefully we could get some independent publishers to publish those books when they come out. Looking at you, Mr. Murray. My good sir. But yeah, I am hopeful for the future of the Shadow, despite the fact that we have one glaring omission on that, and that is a particular writer of a certain shadow book of the name I will not be discussing, and a lot of other people feel strongly for that way as well. His last name starts with a P and ends with a Turson. But anyway, sorry, moving on. But anyway, I welcome anyone and everyone to join me on this journey. I will be trying to make this a weekend event for Saturdays and Sundays, because being transparent with you folks, I have a 9-to-5 job working Mondays through Fridays. So during the week does not exactly make this possible. So it would have to be over the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, and I've expressed that to my people that have expressed interest in wanting to participate in this show, and I'm like, great, just here's my schedule. Would either of those days work for you? Several people have gotten back to me, yes, I can do Saturdays, or yes, I can do Sundays specifically, so it's like, great, so we already have some stuff lined up. I am going to be maybe a couple days to come up with my next video. But until then, I will see every single one of you for our next adventure. when I crack open another tome in the Sanctum files. I know I wanted to do that. My contact information, I will give you guys my email now. If you want to write in for this show, either questions or just comments, or if you want to be involved, please let me know. My email is Scott, SCOTT, Garrison, GARRISON, 305 at gmail.com. Until then, dear viewers, agents, listeners, until we meet again, take care.